Hello Flosstube, my name is Tamara. Welcome to my channel, Tamara Cross Stitch. In today's video you'll see all my cross stitch news, what I have been stitching, what I have finished, maybe framed, and so on. Okay, let me start with finished design, not framed yet. So this is going to be Luca-S, cross stitcher, Embroideress, the Embroideress by Luca-S, such a nice little girl. And yes, finally I finished it, because I showed it like two or three times I think previously in my videos, but finally I finished it. And I would admit that this one is not an easy, even if it's a small design to stitch, it's not an easy one. And I remember that how it was like 10 years ago, because this one actually this series started 10 years ago when I stitched Luca-S released beautiful little girls, and I stitched 4 of them. 3 of them are not connected with cross stitch. I framed them last summer and I gave them as a gift to my mom, so I don't have them here with me to show them to you. But the 4th one was a cross stitcher, and because these two, they were released at the same time, I mean, but I liked this one better, that's why I purchased this kit and I stitched this one. And I've framed all of them, the 4 of them, but this one I left like with myself, because I have the collection of stitching figurines, you know. And also last year, you know that Heritage Craft released Annabelle, the design of a stitching young lady, and I purchased it, I stitched it, and kind of I understood that probably I will have collection of stitching ladies as well. At that time I thought about 3 of them, because this one was already stitched and framed, like stitched a long time ago and framed. Annabelle was a new purchase which was stitched and then framed. And I told myself that I'm going to buy this one from my home country, from Moldova, and I'm going to stitch it as well. So I purchased it last summer, and this spring I finished it. Why is it so difficult? Because there are 30 and something colors, a lot of mix of, how it's called, confetti, and a lot of backstitch, a lot of colors of backstitch. So kind of this. She's pretty, she's really pretty, I do agree, but it's pretty difficult to stitch. Last time when I showed her to you, I have stitched like her hair, her head, hands, so I just finished this part. And yes, this one is stitched on 16th count Aida, because like years ago when this one was stitched, I was not stitching on even weave at that time. I was stitching only on Aida, and due to this fact I decided that this one is going to be stitched on Aida as well, so that it would be like, you know, they would be the same. And one more reason is that I already purchased such a frame for this one, such a frame, and that's why I said that they are going to be kind of a pair design, you know what I mean. And I don't know if you noticed, but this one is not exactly as it is here, because yes, I made it shorter, smaller, I don't know how to call it. So because I had the other one already framed, I could calculate the width and the height. And for me it was important, this one, to fit exactly in the same, like, you know, position into the frame. And from the very beginning I was telling you that I don't feel happy with this kitten. I don't know why. I don't think that the kitten looks nice. The girl looks very pretty and very nice, very natural, but not the kitten. Look here, this one also has a kitten, but this one more or less looks nicer. This one, no. And when I calculated like the width, this kitten was too much, like the kitten. This part was too much. It was like taking me out of, I couldn't fit the whole design here. That's why I decided not to stitch it, and this is how it looks without, you see. I just didn't stitch. I made like more half stitches here as if it is the grass, but I didn't. And I think it's okay, I think, at least. And also I didn't do the whole thing here in because again it was taking too much, and I would have had too little here. But I wanted more or less the space I have, I mean like here, to be the same. But because if you can notice, this one is a bit larger than this one. You see, they are not the same caliber, and that's why I was trying to leave as much space as possible so that they would look okay when finished in the same type of frame. So I was trying to make out of them twin framed designs. I don't know if I will manage, but and this one is not framed, honestly, and I will like iron it one more time, because I finished it, I made it like like this, and I didn't have any, how do I say, strength to finish this one in a frame. That's why I told myself that I'll give myself a day or two to relax, and then I'm going to put this one in the frame. I hope it's going to help to happen in time, so that I could show you also in this video how they both look like. Yes, and the last part, the one which I when I finished stitching the dress of the young lady, it was much easier indeed, because there were like big chunks of the same color. So the difficult part still was here, as I was supposing, because here again it was like 3 shades of green, the half stitch also in green. So not and the back stitch is a lot, but it's a lot of long stitch, you know, and long stitch is you do it differently, kind of. So yes, this one is finished. The threads, Luca-S uses anchor threads. These are the leftovers. You can see how many colors were here. A lot. And they have numbers, because on my organizer I'm using the numerical method. I don't know how to call it. I have numbers, yes. And for example, I started stitching with where is it, this symbol, and I put there, I don't write numbers there, they are written already. I just wrote here number 1, so that I would know where on my organizer is this thread. Some of them are a lot, because I think they are going to be enough for a second stitch if you would like to try, but I don't know. I would advise, if you want to stitch such designs, buy the kit. The kit is not so expensive, so it worth like buying it as new. In my case, with this kind of threads, you know, like I feel sorry to throw them away, because they are anchor threads, they are good quality. I have the anchor card, but spending time and looking for each of them, which shade is it, I think it's a loss of time when I can stitch or do something else. That's why probably I'm going to leave them like this. I'm going to use them for some small businesses when I need a little bit of thread for something. I think so, because it doesn't have any sense of like trying to sort them out. And this one for sure is going to be thrown away. This is how I'm working when I have like white and black charts. I'm coloring them with my son's coloring pens. This is easier for me to see, yeah. And this one was for back stitch. Helpful, but very, I don't know. It's not my thing at all, yeah. But thanks God, I finished it, and I hope I'm going to have the strength and willingness to frame this one and show it to you like framed with her sister, the other cross stitcher. It would be a good idea to give them names, maybe, I don't know. Nice ones. And I put myself together and I framed this little beauty, yeah, so that they both would be framed. And yeah, this one is smaller and this one is bigger. I mean, like the girl herself. I didn't look at the centimeters. I mean, how big is one, how big is the other. But I don't know. I was hoping that they are the same size, but no. This one is, as I said, it's smaller, and this one is bigger. Nevertheless, they look nice. Both of them are very, very pretty. What I have, I'm not doing this thing. First of all, I didn't have the. I mean, like the pattern in my phone to stitch from a electronic chart. But if you have it, if you do things like this, it would be a good idea to, how do I say, mirror one of them, because in this way you see both of them are sitting like this. They're looking like, but to put them like so that they would be one in front of the other, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it would be a good idea if you would stitch these designs. Nevertheless, I'm happy that I stitched the second one, that I have her, and she is in my stash, stitched stash. And yes, I can say that I'm starting to have a collection of stitched stitchers, not only figurines of ladies stitching, but also ladies stitching, like. And yeah, I'm going to continue stitching Elizabeth, the fourth in my series, and who knows, maybe the collection will stop here, or if in time I'm going to find something else, I'm going to continue stitching ladies, or even men, boys, I don't know, who are stitching. And the design which I continued stitching is Heritage Crafts kit, John Clayton's Elegance series, and this is Elizabeth, the young lady who is cross-stitching in the train. And this one, yes, this one is made so far. Apparently, as I said, John Clayton and the round, his round designs are a thing which I like stitching and which I'm stitching fast and where I don't make any mistakes. And I don't know, I cannot explain this phenomena, but yes. And last time when I showed it to you, I had some stitches to feel like headdress, this part of headdress. And I said that I'm going to finish this one, and then I'm going to finish the little girl, the cross stitcher from Luca-S. And yes, this is how I did. So I promised myself that I'm going to do like this. I did it like this, even though I didn't want to continue the Luca-S girl, but I told myself that I don't have so much and I have to finish her. So I finished that one, and then I was kind of like so tired of that design. I don't know why that design was so tiring for me, but I wanted to come back to this one because I said that I'm going to relax. Why relax? Because as the like the dress was stitched, I told myself that I'm going to go like this parallelly, and here you have to stitch 2 colors of brown, and that's it. So big chunks, 2 colors of browns. And I said that I'm going to relax, like stitching this brown and watch something nice, you know, like, and this is how it happened, and it happened quicker than I expected. Then I told myself, okay, let me stitch this green colors here until I'm going to get to bag. I did it, and by the way, these green colors are the colors which are widely used in Just Land designs. I mean, like the 500, 501, 502, 503, you know. And I adore stitching with these colors, by the way. So I stitched until the bag. Then I looked at the bag here inside, comparing to what you stitch like here, where you stitch big chunks of the same color. Here is a mess up. But it's a nice mess up, and the colors are nice. And by the way, what she is stitching on her hoop, it's exactly the color of her bag. So I kind of suppose that her bag is made is also stitched, kind of. And I said, okay, let me stitch the bag. And I stitched the bag, the whole bag. I said, okay, nice. Then I even continued stitching, you see the seat where she's, the sofa seat where she's sitting in the train. I kind of made this one, and then I noticed that I don't have the speed as I used to have, and I realized that I'm starting to get tired of this design, and I said that this is the time when I have to start a little design, a smaller one and stitch that one either totally and not stitch this one at all, or stitch them parallelly, because I know that when this happens I'm stitching slower and it's the time I'm losing. And the design I'm going to start stitching, you'll see in a few minutes or seconds, is going to be Just Nan, the newly released Biscornu, and the hedge, yes, because I just received it, and I'm going to stitch that one. And this one, I said that depending on how involved I'm going to be into that one, because that one usually is taking me like 3 days to do. So if I'm going to be very involved in that one, I'm going to stitch just that one, and I'm going to have a rest from this one. I'm going to give it a break. And after that, this one is going to be continued. Maybe parallelly with some other design, maybe just this one, but I'm going to try stitching it every day, at least a little bit, because it's a pity to leave the design, you know, when I have the willingness to stitch and it goes so quickly, it's going to be a pity to just to leave it like this. So far, I'm thinking to continue stitching with green, with the vast greenness, and in such a way to finish the sofa, the seat, and maybe stitch the curtains, because here is a piece of curtain and here is a piece of curtain. All of them are being stitched with the same shades of green, so kind of like stitch all the green I have here and stop. I don't know, because I have like here should come the curtain, and kind of here I can stitch the other piece of curtain. In such way I'm going to get like the edges of the design here and here. By the way, I think I have half of a design stitched, because the half of the design comes kind of like here. And if you look here, yes, I have unstitched spaces, but I have stitched space here. So yes, I think at this moment I have already half of the design stitched. Or if I'm going to get tired of this greenness, I will get to this table and the lamp. And here I have this kind of like specialty, not stitches, special cross stitches. I mean, like, which come like differently. You see, even here it can be seen that it's different. So yes, the plans with this lady is to give her a break of no more than 3 days, and then continue stitching her until probably I will finish it, because the things I've left to do, they are not difficult. I mean, like, okay, maybe the lamp a little bit, because it has these stitches, I mean, like the cross stitches, which are not the usual ones, but the view from the window is going to be simple. Here it's going to be simple, even if there is a picture here, still I think it's going to be simple. So yes, of course I'm going to continue stitching this one, and I'm going to show how this one is progressing. I hope you're curious as well. And I'm ready to start stitching such a design. This is the newly released design by Just Nan. This is Hetty's Rose Garden, Biscornu and Hedgehog. This is a series which was announced in the beginning of this year that is going to happen. It's a seasonal series, as far as I understood. And the first one, it was such a mouse on a Biscornu, the winter mouse on a Biscornu. I have already stitched it. When it was released, I just got it and stitched it. And as far as I got this one, I said, why not stitching this one as well? But this time, and by the way, in the beginning, I was sure that all of them are going to be mice. But apparently no, because this one, the spring one, the pink one, is a lady, and she's a hedgehog. And her name is Hetty. Yes. And she has a rose garden. Yeah. So what I prepared for this one, amazingly for me, I didn't have to buy anything, even if the fabric is not going to be according to the key, but I hope it's going to turn on well till the end. So according to the key, this one has to be stitched on Wigs That Works blush linen. I was sure that I had the blush because I knew that I had the Wigs That Works pink linen, but apparently this is Charlotte's pink. I knew that it's 30th count, but I said that it's okay because if you probably noticed, the 30th count, the 32nd count of Wigs That Works, the count is a little bit smaller than the second count of Zweigart. That's why that is happening, probably because of the dyeing process and because the fabric is a little bit shrinking when it's being dyed. And I said, okay, the 30th count probably is going to look like the 32nd, probably. Took it from my stash and saw it's Charlotte's pink. I looked at the stitching and I think this one is too dark. I said, okay, okay, and I prepared the Nurgi little hoops. This is the ones I'm using now for all my nuns little things. And I looked through my stash more, and I found this. This is Zweigart. The piece of paper which I had inside the pack, it was written baby pink, and more probably I bought it like a few years ago from Casa Chinina. I'm not buying from there anymore, but probably it was from there. Looked, and you know, kind of this one is too light. It should be darker, and it should be pinkier because this is a kind of peach pink, but I need like kind of pink. But when I looked at it, I just took the threads, I looked at the threads, I looked at everything, and I said this one still is going to look nice because there is a lot of stitch here and a lot of little part which is not stitched. And when you are stitching a lot with pink threads on this one is going to start looking more pinkish than it is now. At least I think so. So I am going to dare and stitch on this one. I'm not going to buy Wigs That Works because I'm not keen to stitch on Wigs That Works. Okay, then the threads which were asked here are just 10 shades of DMC threads, not a lot at all. And taking into consideration, because I looked through the charts already, that black is going to be used only in Hetty's like nose and her eyes, so just a few stitches, then this kind of like brownish, they're brownish? No, these two ones, you see? These two ones are going to be used also in Hetty, in the hedgehog, like the Biscornu itself doesn't have it. So the Biscornu itself is going to have 4 colors of pink, 2 colors of green, and instead of white here is used the 3865, and this one is finishing, you see, and I found a new skein in my stash, and I'm going to put this one here, and I'll have, so this are the threads which I needed beautifully. I love when the charts have don't have a complicated how they say key. So you bought the chart, the embellishment pack, the beautiful embellishment pack, which by the way it's here. I'm going to open in a second and you'll see what I have inside. And that's it. It's going to be easy peasy as it said. So here you have the DMC threads. You have to use the linen and what's included in the embellishment pack, which I'm going to open soon. Materials needed. What else you need? Straight pins and polyfill stuffing. Of course, the stuffing, it's what you're going to put inside. But straight pins, these ones, as far as I know, and I purchased them a couple of years ago, also for Nan's designs. You see? So these ones you need for you need to make like a pin like this. You're going to take everything from the embellishment pack, and it's going to be the pin, which is going to be like this. You see, this one also has one, but this one I made as far as I remember. I didn't use such a pins. And most importantly, you are going to use for the hedgehog. So these ones I also had. I didn't have to buy it. And that's it. I'm going to open the embellishment pack and show you what's inside this embellishment pack. And this is what was inside, like bag in a bag in a bag. There is a bag with, this is the bottom of the hedgehog. Then this beads, like the long ones. They are used for this one. And then there is a pink bead, the flower and the sequin flower. They are going to be used for this one, which is going to be used to decorate Hetty. Then in another bag there are the beads, very little, these 2 colors, petite beads, pink and gold, and the 2 heart-shaped buttons. They are no beads, they are beads, they are not buttons. 2 heart-shaped buttons, which are going to be used for the middle of the Biscornu. And one more bag, which has pins with pearls. And these ones are going to be used on the edge of the Biscornu. The other one also had it. Interesting. The others are also going to have it. And by the way, they are very good quality. They are not getting out. I have other designs where I used things like this and they're getting out, but these ones are not getting out. They're staying there nicely. Yeah. So this is what it was inside the embellishment pack. And as I said, the other materials you're providing, and till the end, such a beautiful design it should be made. I think it's going to be beautiful because rarely when girls don't like pink. So I'm more into the powdery pink. Yes, when it's about pink, like this one, you see? And not this one. When I'll see a shade of pink, which I, oh, you see? This one. Not like my nails, they are too bright. The Kohana scissors. This is a shade of pink which I like the peach pink and the powdery like pink. Okay, so I'm not sure which is going to be the next step I'm going to show you. Maybe it's going to be like before putting it together or after putting it together. I'll see how the things are going to go on, and of course you are going to see how this design is being stitched, or how it's progressing, or how it's already made. Of course I'm going to let you know. And I have a few minutes to show you the stitched parts of Hetty's rose garden, but not the finished design yet. The thing is that I don't have time to finish it, put it together today, because soon everybody's going to come home and I want the peace and quiet. But usually after stitching the parts, I used to show them to you, because I think, personally, I think that the Biscornu beauty you can see only when it's stitched like this. After you are like putting everything together, yes, it's beautiful, but still you cannot realize that it was the initial, how do I say, design. It was this one. Yes, usually when I'm showing them to you, I cut them and I already do everything. Now I just finished attaching the last beads, and I said, okay, let me film quickly a few minutes the stitched parts, and then tomorrow probably I'm going to finish it like totally till the end. Okay, what I shall say, that it's a lot of stitch. It's how do I say, stitches where you have to be careful. Nothing new. The winter one was the same, so that one wasn't easier, and this one is super difficult. It's just for those who already stitched just then, you know, nothing new, everything as usual. For those who didn't, and look at this design and say, oh, I'm going to do it like quickly, this one is small and it's going to be stitched quickly. No, this doesn't work like this. Okay, Hetty, the hedge. This one has a lot of stitches on it, but they were made quickly because there is a, how do I say, a symmetry, and with the symmetry it was pretty quick to do it. And what else? There are specialty stitches here, by the way, little roses, as you can see, 5 roses. They're nice, and they are stitched with roses in 3 shades of pink. Yes, they are nice, but due to the fact that it's 30-second count and they are very small, I don't think they are very beautiful, because I have done roses like this in other samplers by Just Nan, but there they were bigger, much bigger, and they looked much more beautiful. But nevertheless, it's nice. An interesting fact is that the Biscornu stitch, which is on the perimeter, the one which you're going to use to put everything together, is okay, not white, it's the this color 3865, but the Biscornu stitch used for the Biscornu, it's pink, you see? And I saw this, and when I was doing this, the stitch for this one, I thought, okay, what if I am going to change this one in pink as well, and this one is going to look brighter? But I looked here on the preview, and I understood that when you're putting everything together, the thing is that these stitches are also bright white, and this pink here is going to look ugly. Okay, not ugly, but not okay. I thought that it's not going to look okay. That's why I just kept to the initial idea of the design and didn't invent anything new. What else? Besides this specialty, I mean, like the rose, it was the eyes had to be stitched in Smyrna, but all the time the eyes are stitched in Smyrna, and mice in this little. Otherwise, I said it was an easy stitch because it was a lot of, you know, for example, here there were chunks with the same color, you know, and here, for example, you go with this green, you understand what you have to do, so it was easy. Okay, the Biscornu, it takes time. It might look small and easy, but it takes time because you have to like do separate parts. You have to, if you cannot like go with, for example, with the thread from one side to the other. So yes, you have to be careful. What else? This is part B. This is part A. And I stitched first part B. It was easier. It was quicker for me to stitch this one. Maybe because I could like go from one side to the other. I don't know why, but it was easier. And by the way, here it was a combination of colors, like this one with this one. So generally speaking, the Biscornu is being stitched with these 4 pinks and these 4 whites, greens, sorry, and a little bit of this one. But generally speaking, like the vast majority of it is stitched with 6 shades of DMC, so that you would understand. For this one, it was a bit more difficult because I don't know, the elements, they were different, and the mess up, the confetti inside of them, it was different. So yes, I had to be more careful here and here, by the way. So here there is no backstitch at all, but here there are 3 shades of backstitch. So there is pink on these little flowers, you see, like the petals of these little flowers comes in pink. The I don't know, part of the leaves they are like with green, and then the 4 flowers which are here, here, and here. There is this not white again. I'm saying all the time white. This 3865. There is backstitch, which I don't know. I don't think it's so evident or so. So if you don't like this one, by the way, you can skip it. I did the first one, and then I thought that, oh, this one is not super necessary here. But of course, I didn't like rip it off, because taking out the backstitch from such things, it's pure crime. So I made the backstitch on the other 3 so that I would have on all of them. The beads, there are 2 color of beads. I don't know if you notice them. There is the golden, and then there is the pink, and there are a lot of them. They are petite, they are small, and there is a lot of them. And I'm attaching all my beads. In such cases, I'm attaching them with, I mean, like cross stitch with the thread which is advised by the key, and I'm attaching them in cross stitch because they are like very well attached. And by the way, the thread which is recommended for attaching the beads is this one, and usually the thread is the closest to the fabric. And look, you see, yeah, I said that in my case the fabric is pink peach. Sorry, my vacuum cleaner, when he hears the word okay, he reacts. But if you don't tell him what to do next, he doesn't say anything. Okay, so yes, I said that this one is more pink peach, but the one which has to be by the key, by the way, the blush one, I looked okay, I would say on 1 to 3 stitch, and it wasn't in stock, nor the 32nd count, nor the 30th count, nor the small chunks of the fabric, nor the big chunks of fabric. Nothing was in stock. I don't know, either it's a popular shade and it's purchased all the time, or they didn't dye it for a long time and there isn't any supply. I don't know what happened, but yeah, so I don't regret that I haven't looked for that one, because I would have like not found it. Okay, and probably you saw these little marks here and here. When there is a Biscornu in the chart, there is always marks, so that you would know which one goes to which. So I'm going to attach this one to this one, and I'm going to start attaching it. Usually I'm not doing it because I know how to do it, but in this one, you know, the elements from inside, they are not perfectly the same. So I was afraid that when I'm going to cut everything, I'm not going to be able to determine from which side I stitched, you see. And just in case, to make sure I'm going to do it the right way, I made these marks here and here, so that I would put it together easier. Yeah, so these are the details. I'm going to finish this one, and in a few seconds, for you, much more for me, you're going to see this one finished. And there she is, Hetty and her rose garden. I put everything together, and this is what I have. So this would be the Biscornu. I like it very much, I would say. And the thing I wanted to achieve by the fact that I thought that it's going to be okay, at least with my fabric choice. Because there is a lot of pink stitch, you know, like pink colors in cross stitches, and the one, I mean, like the thread which is used here for Biscornu stitch also is pink. I was hoping very much that the fabric is going to give the right shade of pink, and I am happy, at least. So far, I am happy. This is how it looks like. This is how it looks like compared with the first Biscornu. I will remind you that I have stitched both of them on Zweigart 32nd count linen. They are the same size, which I wanted. I'm curious to see in future videos stitches, or like this one, the pink one, being stitched on 32nd count Wixdye Works in comparison with this one stitched on 32nd count Zweigart. I'm just curious. My supposition is that this one is going to be smaller, but who knows? We are going to see. By the way, both of them have the middle beads. They are heart beads. Yeah, nice ones. And both of them have, like here, I mean, like they have these pins. They are good quality, by the way. They are not getting out by themselves. So if you are thrusting them, they are sitting there. They are not getting out. So this would be the Biscornu. And this is Hetty. By the way, this is the first hedgehog I have stitched so far. So the bottom, it's the same as the mouse. It doesn't have a tail. You see, the mouse has a tail, and it doesn't have whiskers. And when you are stitching it, at least in the instructions, it was said, at least I understood, that you are attaching here with the bright color, the white color. Then here you should use like this color, at least this is what I understood. And here you would use black, and you should give a form to the nose, because the nose is of hedgehogs. They are not the same as they are the ones which the mice have. I do agree, but when I was like making the Biscornu stitch here, I forgot about like adding up the this color, and I said okay, and I just made the black one on the top. It doesn't look bad. At least I'm happy with what I have. So this is a Biscornu, sorry, a hedgehog. And I'm going to leave it like that. At least I'm not going to change. And the flower which was here. So I had those pins I showed you in the previous parts. And the bead and the two sequins I used here, and I made this beautiful, whatever she has, flower on her neck. And the, how are they called? Spikes. Oh, her spikes. I made like you take a pin, you take a bugle, and you take a bead. I understood that you can take whichever bead you like, so either the gold one or the pink one. At least this is how I understood. I used the pink ones, so because this the bugle comes in pink, and I thought that it's going to look nice if it's going to be pink. It doesn't say in the chart. Okay, in the chart they don't give you exact places where you should thrust like the spikes. It's your decision, you decide. I have the feeling that here are less. I have even more. Mine is spikier. I could make it even spikier, because these are the leftovers. By the way, these are the leftovers of the whole embellishment pack, and I still have some bugles. So I haven't used all the bugles because I could have, but I thought that it's going to be too much if I'm going to use the others. So, and they don't come like chaotically. So I have a pattern here. You see, like I have a row here, I have a row here, I have a row here, a row here, and the last one is a row of 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, kind of 9 rows I have. I didn't use them starting with this rows like here, because on the preview, if you can see here also, there aren't any. And I thought that this is like her belly, and okay, at least I think it's nice. I think it's nice. So this is how this cutie looks like. And yes, this one also is finished. So far we have the winter mouse on the Biscornu, and we have the spring hedgehog on the Biscornu, and we are eagerly waiting, at least me, for the summer design. So summer should be the one to follow. Okay, and that's it about Hetty's Rose Garden. I hope you liked it. I hope it was interesting for you, because whenever I manage to buy the Jasnan designs, I mean the newly released Jasnan designs, which I like very much, I'm trying to stitch them right away so that you would see how they look like when being stitched. Because very often I get the comments saying that when I look here on the preview, I see how the design looks like, but when I see it like being stitched and finished, like in a video, so here it's a paper photo, but when I see it in a video, when I see the process of like doing it, they say that it looks much beautiful. And very often people say that oh, I didn't intend to buy this design, but after I watched your video and I saw how it really looks like when it's stitched and it's finished, I'm going to buy it and do it because it's really beautiful. So yes, I hope you liked Hetty and her rose garden, and you're going to purchase it for yourself as well. And in the end of the video, I will leave you with some images I filmed in Cotswolds, yes, because I still have something filmed. This time it's going to be Burton on Water, and it's going to be Lower Slaughter, if I'm not wrong. I didn't film a lot because the rain was more, and we had a hungry child and it was lunchtime, and all the pubs and the cafes were super busy, so we had the super mission to find a place to feed him. Yeah, and we couldn't walk a lot outside because he was complaining that he's getting wet, but it wasn't a strong rain. Nevertheless, I hope you're going to like it. There are some images from in Burton. They have a motor museum, something like this, so we wanted to save ourselves from rain for half an hour, and we went for that museum. That's why I filmed there as well. So I hope you're going to like what you'll see, and see you in my next videos. Until then, bye bye.